Hey, how you doing, Hobiegal? I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. How and your hope you're back home. I hope everything. The return trip was the return home was as you were hoping, whatever that might have been. Usually, my return homes are pretty. It's kind of a relief. There's a certain amount of relief. Like you definitely enjoyed yourself on the trip. You want to do it again. Like every year, I go to TwitchCon, same kind of thing. But when I get home, like, wow, I really appreciate having all my stuff around me and things like that, and that everything is still good. Yeah, that does sound like a long trip. Well, traveling down, driving down to San Diego, it's not nearly as long as going through all those states. But I mean, and it's just kind of a one. I drive down there. It's about 6 hours on a Monday. I get there Monday, early afternoon, and then leave the following Monday at 9 a.m. Come back home. It's not a really long trip. It's not really, because if I'm going to take a vacation, I don't want it to be a real trek, actually. But that's just my taste in things. I've done that kind of thing before, where you definitely go on a trek and see a lot of things. But no, it's just going to be a regular vacation. But yeah, it's been a long time. I've been working all year. Looking forward to that. How you doing, Charles? I'm still watching Victoria and Taylor doing the tailgating thing on my other monitor over there. If they're still tailgating, when I'm doing my big brain games, I gotta tell Taylor to watch, because I always watch her while she does the tightrope trivia, so she can watch me while I do the tightrope trivia. But by the way, let's just get right on to what is going to be the stream. Before I talk about the stream, I have to talk about the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. It's approaching. It's getting ever larger. It's actually not getting any larger, just getting closer. There it is. The Yosemite mod is really good. Oh, the Super Decathlon. It's the Catabria. Oh, right. And you showed me those pictures of the Catabria. That's an interesting plane. Very interesting plane. I might get the Yosemite mod. Hey, today we might. I was just thinking it's 24 days for you. It's 22 days, right? Because you're coming Wednesday. I'm on Friday. I'm on Monday. But yeah, anyway, so we'll be flying around for I don't know how long. I don't know exactly where we're gonna go or what we're gonna do. Although I was thinking it might be. I did buy that Detroit scenery. It's $5 on. It's the same one I always have, but it is a nice one. Each one of these is unique, like my Stratocasters and Telecaster. The swirl pattern is a little different on each one of these. That's why I like it. I like things that are unique. We have a freshly poured glass of Diet Coke. I don't mean to offend anybody, but if you're offended by Diet Coke consumption, then yeah, you're about to be triggered. Cheers. Yeah, later on we might be drinking, but not on stream. There'll be the big brain games, as I mentioned. I don't know. I think by then the game is going to have started. It's a 1 p.m. start, so they won't be tailgating anymore. Boy, that tailgate is massive. There's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of booths. I mean, and they're just one of them. Maybe like 500, maybe 1,000. I've never seen a tailgate that. She was commenting on it, walking through the tailgate for the Chargers game in LA, and just the amount of space it takes up. It was incredible. I mean, I wouldn't personally want to do it. I'd get claustrophobic with all those people around. So I'm glad I'm watching it remotely. Anyway, they'll be flying around. There'll be the big brain games. That's me doing the Quirtle, the revealed game. Today's the hardest trivia game of the day. So if anybody does watch, it could well be embarrassing. Or the week. They get harder till Sunday. Then there's going to be a short break, and then guess what? Ken's Piano Lounge. It says it right in the title, so it shouldn't be that mystery. Yesterday was a guitar day. Today I'll be dragging my keyboard in, which is right over there. I'll be slapping it down right here in front of my desk and magically transforming into Ken's Piano. We'll be playing a suite of songs, mostly instrumentals, from my list of songs that I have. It's actually sitting right there. What else do we have to do today? I don't know. That should be a stream. If anything else happens, it's good. I want to get started. I'm looking forward to flying around because I find it so relaxing to fly. It just and certain places, like that's why I don't fly helicopters too much. They're not that as relaxing. I mean, they're fun to fly and it's interesting to fly. All right, so I'm getting used to this. So I want to pick the plane first, and then we'll pick where we want to go. But I was thinking, and I bought this Detroit content for $5. And I have not yet seen what it looks like at night. We flew it during the day. And as you know, usually I change the time of day. Like if we're flying over Europe, I change it to be earlier, so it's an earlier flight. Today we're going to do the opposite, I think, just to check it out for 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes or so. It looked pretty good during the day. Oh, yeah, you took the 125. That's the new one. That one probably goes in. Yeah, I would think so. But now that I know Yosemite looks really good, I'm going to hold off flying anywhere around there. But yeah, Yosemite Valley it needed it. I think I did fly there once and was not that impressed. See, I have the 125. Right? Or is it the other one, the other new one? Yeah, that's not a new one. That's been around for a while. The other new one is the Eurocopter EC-135 T1. That's the one that they just came out with, and I haven't flown it too much, but it does. I would definitely want to give this one a try, the EC-135. That's real recent. I mean, I think you've just added that. All right, so what am I going to fly today that's going to be fun for a little sightseeing? Definitely don't want to fly the R-66. It does not fly well. Let's see. They're all good. That is harder to fly. Okay, so the 125 is the one that you find is easiest to fly. I just need to make sure I have my the pitch, setting the trim, pitch trim, and the other trim correctly. So, all right. Today we're going to cold start my F-86 Sabre first. It's not very hard. All right, let's wrap it in some kind of skin here. Let's get yourself. We got a lot of paint jobs for this one. It's a really cool one. This one is they've actually added this one substantially after I bought it, and it's a really cool paint job. So we'll use that one in an update. We're gonna start cold, and I mean there's gonna be a couple of flights today. But again, I am concentrating on Detroit, just because I paid money, and I'm trying to get my dollars worth out of it. Let's see. There's the Detroit. Oh, there's a municipal airport there. There's Windsor. See, Windsor. This is actually Canada over here. And then the other side of this here is America. What I like to do is start at this little one here, and then we can fly over Dearborn, and then Detroit and check it out at night. It's pretty easy to start up here. And cold starting because that's the fun challenge. I believe I remember how to cold start. Well, I'll figure it out. A wonderful single-engine jet fighter from the early 50s went up against the MiG-17, the MiG-21, MiG-17 probably more like MiG-21. It was the F-4 Phantom went up against the MiG-21, but the Sabre went up against the MiG-17s. That was their comparable Soviet model. What was different between the 21 and that MiG and the Phantom, what changed was the shape of the wing. They turned to a full delta wing rather than a swept-back wing. But you can see the evolution, especially with the MiGs. The MiG-15 has a straight wing. The MiG-17s and the F-86s have this severely raked-back delta wing, or swept-back wing. But then the later models have a full triangle delta wing. This is not delta wing. Pretty cool looking. And this is, I guess, Argentinian Air Force. We could fly over Argentina sometime with it. But it's a pretty plane. You see it's got room for 6 cannons, 3 on each side. Those are the cannon holes there. Big air intake. And kind of that big snout almost on it. Gorgeous. And it's fun to fly, too. All right, we're going to have to get this ready to go. So let's see. All right, hopefully that's about where I want to put my flaps. All right, so let's start here. Can we look around here? It's got this, again, because it's a 50s era, it's pretty old in terms of the technology. The battery starter is going to go to battery on. These are all good. Engine master on. Let's see, external power going to put on. Now, when we do put on the external power, note, it brings out this cool like diesel generator system that you can hear and like attaches to the back of the plane there. Apparently that's realistic. These planes did not self-start. They didn't. They needed external power for starting. No, it was pretty common at the time for military planes. Okay, can we adjust this? We can. Okay, here is. Okay, there is the flaps mechanism, and then I have the brake, speed brake mechanism. We'll get that. Is there a fuel valve? I better check. I keep forgetting. Before we start the engine. I think we're okay. We need to reset the flight controls. Everything there is good. Oxygen indication. That's good. Instrument panel brightness. I'm just interested in where all this stuff does. And that's kind of radio controls back there. I don't know what that's for. All right, we should be able to start the engine by putting moving this switch to starter. Hopefully we'll start seeing start hearing the engine actually start spinning up. This does have an automated ignition sequence, unlike some jets, which you have to turn on the ignition. But this one, I believe, will just start spinning up. It's at 2%. You can kind of hear. I wonder if we can see it in the back. At some point, you'll see ignition, and when you do, you definitely start seeing some red flames back there. We don't want to be right behind it. When we get to the ignition phase, engine master's on. Let's see. There he goes. You start seeing heat coming out the back of the engine. That means we have ignition. Lots of it's a cool system. All right, we're gonna turn external power off at this point. Right. There we go. Yes, external power is off, so that deletes that little thing back there. And now we can move power to battery. That means it's charging the battery effectively. Engine remains on, speeding up. There we go. We've got, I believe we have our, now, okay, I got to figure out where to turn on the radio again. I always forget. Yeah, it's one of these switches here. COM 1 power. COM 1 volume. We don't need it full, right? All right. Anyway, for now we can fly around. We're going to head east to Detroit. Okay, select a runway for takeoff. It doesn't really matter that much, I guess. All right. Let's see. Parking brake off. A little power here. Power the engines. Get them getting going there. For a second I thought my canopy was off, but it's just clear over real. Here we go. Let's fly. Which way do you want to go? Okay, down that little thing here. And good. Very good. Okay, again, it looks like a beautiful day, but the whole point of this, I kind of forgot this, we'll get this in a second, was to fly in the late, right after sunset so we can see the lights of Detroit. And as you can see, this is real time, but I'm going to fix that in a second. Let's just go here to the end. And we'll, as part of our launch prep, we're going to go from the real time, which is, what, 2:30 p.m. there, or almost 3. We're going to make it around 6:30 p.m. or whatever. It's a beautiful day. Okay, so brake on. Parking brake on. All right, so where is our time of day selector? Here's right here. It's currently at 14:45 real time, so we're moving it to later in the day. Right. I want it basically right before sunset. Right around there. That should be good. All right, so now we're ready to go. We want to put some flaps down for takeoff. Okay, that's about right for takeoff there, for flaps. We don't need a lot of flaps. Takeoff trim a little bit positive. We're ready to go. So that's, oh yeah, I want to check the operation of my speed brake system. The speed brake system are these doors that open up. They're hydraulically powered doors that open up on the back. That's right there. I'm just testing them. They're used during various maneuvers, but mainly during landing. You really need those, okay? I should be able to adjust them closed and open and anything in between, like if I need a small amount of speed brake, I can adjust them using my analog controls. It's pretty cool. All right, parking brake off. We're ready to take off. I asked for runway 18. It said, hey, here's runway 36. It doesn't matter, but I don't know why they bother to ask you. All right, so we don't need this up. It's just blocking us here. All right, full power from the warp nacelles. I actually might make it even later. This is after sunset, I think. All right, we're going to need this whole runway. But it's not a problem. All right, gear up. Flaps up. Probably need a little more flaps, actually, for that takeoff. All right, want to head east. So we are starting to see the lights come on, but I'm hoping that we'll see the actual lights of Detroit. Okay, so this little airport we take off of. We take off from. All right, we're going to move our engines back down. The engines do take you a little while to get going. And I don't like that buzzing noise, but it is what it is. So this is Dearborn, I think, up here. And when we do, we should pass over the Ford, like the Ford headquarters. That's what we did last time, at least. I don't remember exactly. I think it was right around here. Wasn't it? And they like have a test track around here. And there's a Dearborn assembly plant. And that's a test track, I believe, that they use for testing Fords. I don't know for sure. This whole area here, I think, is basically car company. This whole kind of corridor. I don't remember exactly where the Ford headquarter building was. But yeah, these buildings are all, I believe, automotive and manufacturing. Dearborn being famous for it. Some of these buildings are very well detailed, and some of them are just kind of, you know, buildings. But now I don't 100% remember where the Ford plant is. Just a negative trim here. I just wants to have to keep the nose up. But lots of assembly buildings for lots of American car manufacturing. But there's also manufacturing done across the road at Windsor, Ontario. And here's kind of Dearborn. I think that's a park or a school. Very nice. But, again, more car plants. And probably a lot of it is like, parts, some, you know, manufacturing parts, instrument clusters, seats, things like that, all have their own factories. Usually, like, wiring assemblies are made in their own factory. Parts like trim parts, like wood trim, own factory. It's that level of specialization. All right, so you can see Detroit is on the it's on the horizon there. It's be a nice little trip. But again, I paid a few bucks for it, and I want to get my money's worth out. There are a lot of car factories out here. And a lot of just other things. And this is a major highway here. But it does look real different. You can see it's pretty light back there, but we're heading to the darker part. And as we get in, oh yeah, there's this dome here. I think actually the Ford headquarters is further up. Maybe not. I don't really know the area that well. But as we get closer, we're going to take our time. It's going to get nice and dark. And we'll be able to see Detroit at night. And if not, we'll just advance the time. But I think we should be able to do that. Again, these just look like really pretty, like, I don't know, schools or that's a park, I guess. I was actually born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, but I don't remember it because I was only like a few months old when my parents moved to Los Angeles. So I certainly don't recall it. My sister is 4 years older than me. She remembers Ann Arbor, Michigan a little bit. Let's take this road in here. I'm going to stay nice and low. This is what it looks like from here. At this altitude, we'd be setting off the car alarms and scaring a lot of people. But hey, what are they going to do? What's the FAA going to do? Hey, you going to knock on my door tomorrow and rescind my fake pilot's license? I don't know. We got this road here and then a freeway and lots of car activity. That's a car right away. And on either side, you got these bucolic suburbs, these lovely suburbs here. Suburban areas. I'm taking my time because, as I say, I want to make sure all the lights are on. It's like some of these bridges are already kind of lit up. But I might actually make it even a little bit later in the day. Because the sun has just set, really. But if we fly around long enough, it will get nice and dark. I want to check out this bridge. But once again, I did spend $5. It was a $10 package, but it was 50% off. For Dearborn, Dearborn, Detroit, and Windsor. Windsor, of course, is just across the river. So these bridges are technically from America to Canada. I think they call this the Ambassador Bridge for that reason. One of these is the Ambassador Bridge. There's a couple of bridges. And this here, you can see, I don't know, is this a tunnel? This is just a massive interchange approach to this bridge here. Wow. That could be confusing. And is that a toll? I think it's like a toll gate. It's really hard to tell what's going on there. Oh, it's not just toll gate. It's probably customs. Yeah, this is the Ambassador Bridge. How did I know? It's cool though. I did not see it at night. It's customs because you're going from America to Canada, and vice versa. So they don't just, it's not just crossing a bridge. And I suspect this is Canadian customs over here. So they have you go through to ask you if you have any, do you have any wildlife or fruit? Here's the Lancer, the Windsor Lancers. Okay. And there's Escuela. All right, let's head back to, we're heading deep into Canada. And we're leaving the city behind. We've got plenty of time, though. I kind of want it to be nice and dark when we actually start hitting Detroit. That's going to be a while. This looks super dangerous, but I know what I'm doing. I mean, it's not even dangerous because it's not even the real world. Okay, what do we got here? This is like train activity. Anyway, Windsor also has some car factories. So it does have its industrial section and has quite a bit of commercial train activity going on here. Milton, Florida. Maybe we'll check it out later after this flight, because I got time. KNRQ. And there used to be a radio station in Los Angeles, I believe, called that. And it was the rock and roll station. Maybe not. So these are these cool buildings that are starting to get lit up. You can tell it's Canada because the Canada flag there. The old maple leaf. But I just love flying over next to these buildings because they just remind me of the future. Especially those. Caesars. I know we flew here before, but again, now that all the signs are going to get lit up. By the way, why am I ignoring Detroit? It's right over there. We're coming back for Detroit. Detroit's going to be cool too. But I can already tell the lights of the city are good. Yeah, there's some weird airfields out in Florida. All right, we'll check it out right after this. KNRQ. Your comment will be there. So anyway, we're heading past. There's some power plants here. It does look great. Apparently, this add-on package that cost $5 was created by a Detroit native. This is Belle Island. It's pretty famous. And there's a lot of stuff going on. There's parks. There's recreation. There's parks and recreation. All right, not the TV show. All right. Anyway, but it's pretty big. There's a bridge. Okay, there's a bridge to get on it. This is in America, but the other side of that river is Canada. And again, it's nice because we are getting kind of this lighting effect. Although it's not perfect. It's a thing. The floating lights. I don't know what that is. Okay, so we get past the end of Belle Island. We're going to go out there, and there's basically lake, whatever it is. It's not a Great Lake. It's one of the interchange. It's one of the lakes between two Great Lakes. It's a long story. Figure it out yourself. I thought it was a Great Lake, too. There is a runway. Well, yeah, if it says KNRQ, I mean, if it has that kind of call sign, that does mean, I think that means there's a runway. I don't know for sure. Maybe not. All right, there's Belle Island. Again, I think there's there's river boats, but I think the reason people go over to Windsor is because gambling is legal there, and I'm not sure it is in Detroit. I'm not sure. Lots of, there's the marina. Here's your marina right here. Big one. All right, let's head to Detroit. We're going to head down to Motown here. It's getting nice. We're going to do a couple of passes. That's what it looks like from here. So if I click this red thing for whatever reason, it just puts a nice, it just puts a big garment in there. So now I can watch myself on the map if I wanted to. But frankly, I find that distracting. And I would rather have the bomb site. There's some stacks there. But yeah, just that it's nice to fly kind of. It's not super dark out. In fact, I barely remember where the panel lights are. I'm going to need them. There you go. All right, we're going to fly this way. First, we're going to hit that the GM, right? The whatever it is, and then we're going to hit the. We'll see the convention center, which I keep. It's called like the Huntington Plaza or something. And then we're going to fly over that's cool. The detailing there. We'll fly over the stadiums. This is like the convention center, which I keep and it's got this cool. It's got a monorail that goes out the side of it and goes up there a ways, and then there's a monorail station. It's a kind of a futuristic city in a lot of ways. It gets a bad rap, crime and stuff. But look at some of these buildings. But one of my favorite streamers, Corn Cob Girl, whatever, the redhead who does a lot of marbles. She's from Detroit. And she goes into Detroit. They were in, they go in to watch the baseball games. I love this building, the colors, psychedelic. Or we're gonna fly over the stadiums, stadii, whatever you call them. One is where there's three, right? This basketball team, they play at the arena, the Little Caesars Arena. There's the baseball team, and it's got we have dynamic lighting going on, which is pretty cool. And then the Detroit Tigers gonna play here in the Ford Field. So that does look great. All of the stadiums have that dynamic, LED style sphere, Las Vegas style lighting. We'll travel over a bunch of times, but yeah, the city goes way north, way east, way west, but not south because that's where Windsor. That's where the Windsor is. That's Canada. It's basically butt up against Canada. That's what it looks like from here. There's the city of Detroit coming up. I'm gonna fly over these a couple times because I'm really enjoying the nighttime lighting effects. This boulevard seems like it's fly-upable or mountable. Little urban canyon carving. Don't try this at home. Unless you're an expert. Oh, I think we just did something. We're back on track, okay? As I mentioned, don't try that at home or even not at home. But we're fine. All right, engines. There we go. Give me my trim back to where I like it. Right here. All right. That was it. Yeah, casinos are everywhere now. It used to be such a thing, like, oh, you had to travel, you had to go to Vegas. But like even they just made them legal everywhere, pretty much. California, technically, they're only really legal on the Indian reservations, but it turns out there are Indian reservations everywhere. I was trying to go down that slim plot I might go too fast, I think. But hey, if first you don't succeed, don't try again. We're gonna fly around here until it gets even darker. But then I want to check out this place in Florida that was suggested. It is definitely getting darker. I mean, I don't think that. I think we're getting the effect here. But again, these lights on this stadium are going wacky, and the lights on the Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Pistons play, right there. It's nice they have a Motor City name. And I believe we can fly under the Ambassador Bridge. But again, really the only way to find out. So we're going to do that. We're going to land. We're going to check out this. We're going to go to Florida. Milton, Florida. I want to check it out. If you think it was weird, I want to check it out. Don't tell me much. Don't tell me too much. But I love all this traffic. All this traffic here is like, unless there's a whole customs thing there, and then you get on the bridge, and then you got to travel to Canada, and then there's another customs thing there. All right, what's our speed? Oh, too fast. You can see that engine there. And of course, one thing I really like to fly is at night flying the Concorde, because you can really see that afterburner at night. All right, we're gonna go under the bridge. I want to get a little separation here. We're gonna go low. Somebody's flying the CRJ over there. I think it's somebody I know. All right, we're gonna go in, coming in over the river. The Ohio River? I forgot now. No, Cincinnati's the Ohio River. There's a power plant. This is not the bridge we're going over. We're going on the farther one, but we're going to get nice and low here. This also is a really cool bridge with those kind of cable stays there. But it's not as nicely lit up at night as the Ambassador Bridge. All right, let's going to stay nice and low. We got to hit the ground here. We're at 220 knots. We're also going mighty fast. You feel like you're super low, but you got a little more ways to go. I also don't want to hit the boat. It's right underneath the bridge, so. There we go, under the Ambassador Bridge. Beautiful. All right, where's the aeropuerto? I want to land this jalopy. We'll go to Florida. There's a closer airport. Let's see, where is it? There's the Detroit one, right? It's right up there. Okay, so we basically go up here, make a left turn, land, boopity boop, we're done. I'm gonna check out Florida. We got plenty of time. All right, so what's our speed here? Speed's 170. That's too fast to land, but don't worry, we're just doing our approach. Over the bridge here, make a sharp left turn, and just do a landing. At this point, I do want to start thinking about putting some flaps down. So we got some flaps down, so we can start slowing that way. It's not going down. And close enough. All right, brakes, or gear, not brakes, gear. A little more power. We're landing at Coleman A. Young Municipal. It's plenty. There's plenty there. And basically, we're good. I mean, the only thing I'm going to do is make sure we have a nice lineup, and we'll be putting out some of those brakes I mentioned, those little brakes on the back of the little doors on the back that open to help slow us down. Lineup. Here's what it looks like from here. I'm going to kind of put your nose up so you can see the end of the runway here. All right. But again, I can start putting my those doors out on the back. That's a little too much there. There. Watch our speed carefully. We don't want to go too much under 130. But we're going quite a bit faster now. We're doing 146. A little bit more braking. A little more braking. Sorry, speed. 132. A little more power. A little less braking. A little more power. A little less braking. That's pretty good from here. Put our asses down on the runway. Full brakes on the back. Full braking on the front. You see we'll come to a stop quite quickly with those brakes out in the back, and then our full braking on our brakes. Hopefully. It does take a little while to slow this plane down. That's full braking. We're fine. Flaps up. All right, that was fun. Now let's go. Let's check out this Florida. Let's check out Florida. I don't mind Florida. Checking out Florida. I kind of looking forward to it. Before we do, we're gonna pop the top. Again, night shots are not really that sexy. All right, air brakes in. They're gonna go in those little doors in the back. All right, stop in here now. Okay, how do I open the canopy? There's a canopy open button on the other side. Not there. Keep forgetting where it is. I think it's kind of hard to see. Oh, there it is. It's right here. Canopy open. I do like to open the canopy. It slides. You can't really see it. It slides back. There's a pretty bright light back there. Which light is that? There's a lighting panel down here. Bombs. Kind of safety. Just checking out where things are. It's not lighting. It's electrical system. I think it's probably over here. Air output selector. Alright, we can turn off the engine. Some weird bugs. I don't know why I did that. It's strobing. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, checking it out. In flight. Alright, so KNRQ. Spencer North. Let's just see if that's in Florida. So Panhandle, Florida, not Southern Florida. Oh, that's what you said. All right, we're switching to a different plane though. Something else to fly around the area. Hopefully, it'll be something to see around here. I don't think I've taken off around here and flown. Magni gyro? Oh, heck yes. In fact, we're going to cold start it. Right? Yeah, it's got 1,700 feet of asphalt and these little tiny runways. Yeah, it's in Milton, Florida. This is Milton, Florida. East Milton. All right, let's check it out. Plus, this might be a cool area. It doesn't really show what it looks like. Does it let you start? Okay, there's helipads and runways, but there's no kind of cold start area, which is interesting. I think we could fake that. But we'll just start hot. Doesn't matter. It's got a bunch of really little runways. We don't need much of a runway. All right, let's fly around a bit here. Cheers. I got plenty of Diet Coke left, and then I'm gonna need some more. All right. The gyrocopter. Have I ever talked about it before? Oh, about 1 million times. One of my favorite conveyances. In the real world, I don't know if I would love it. Oh, and it's got this some weird stuff. It's interesting that it's got 6 runways in the shape of a Jewish star. Okay. That is interesting. I have definitely never seen that. I do not know if that's real world. Okay. Anyway, we are ready to go. This is the gyrocopter. That's our training pilot. See everything there. It looks good. We're going to engage the pre-roll feature, the pre-startup feature. So first, we're going to turn off the rotor brake. We engage the pre-roll. There it goes. It's starting to that main power goes from the engine to the rotors to pre-spin them up. But other than that, they are unpowered during most of flight. But there they go, speeding up. But this helps. So you can see, I can also watch them speed up 146, 155. At about 200, we're going to let the parking brakes go and move forward. There we go. And then we're going to turn off that feature and give us full power. And then basically just the wind passing through those things is enough to make them speed up even more. But yeah, this is kind of unusual right here. I mean, I'm not 100% sure why they would have this in the game, but it's 6 equal length runways laid out in this star shape with 6 with lots of windsocks. lots of windsocks. Okay. We're just gonna check it out. What is that in the center? It just looks like maybe a fuel depot. You would definitely not need like 15 windsocks. And it looks like maybe, I don't know, maybe this was cut and copy and pasted. It says Spencer Nolf. I'm not sure what that means. And then it's accessible via road. Yeah, this is pretty strange. I find it hard to believe there's no reason to arrange runways like this. You know what I mean? There's no reason. Why would you don't need 6 of them. And there's 6 of them. Or there's 8 of them. I thought it was a Jewish star, but no, it's 2 rectangles. Sorry, it's 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 runways. What was I talking about? 6 runways. I'm not counting well today. It's 8. Okay. And then you got a water tower here in a little area. But then there's this little. I guess I was thinking, was there an airport? But there isn't. There's just a bunch of houses. There's no actual buildings. It's 8 runways. It is on Google Earth. And it may be a working airfield, but again, why? Why would you take this little area here and arrange it in an 8-sided octagon of quad runway, 4 runways? You'd think that the land out here would be fairly valuable, since these are nice houses right here with swimming pools that are worth something. And this area here seems like it may not be worth too much. You know, because, I mean, what's it for? I want to go on the other side. Maybe there's some kind of buildings here. But this is just a tremendous use of space. And there's no markings on the runways. And there's no visible lighting. They can't be really used at night or any time, really, I can imagine. It's worth checking out. I mean, you know, or maybe there must be somebody who knows if this is real, and if so, why? What did they build it for? Some purpose? It looks to me like anything that the most likely thing is somebody thought they wanted to make an alien landing zone, and if they built it this way, the aliens would land there. It's a naval facility for helicopters. Well, then I would expect to see a lot of helicopter pads, and I would also expect to see a facility. Maybe it was supposed to become a facility, but it never was finished or something. Because it's literally surrounded by houses. I guess there's kind of a building here, but I don't see anything. Now, there's these areas here that have these white squares, and they're on each side. Those could be helicopter landing pads, right? Those white things, I was thinking, so there'd be 16 helicopter landing pads. But then again, yeah, there's a road around this thing. This is not, yeah, I don't know what this building is, but it's not related, I don't think. And then everything out around here is just houses. I mean, you think if it was a naval facility, there'd be a few hangars. I don't know, maybe it's one of those weird ones where everything's underground. There are some military facilities that are built underground and don't really show much of anything above ground. But yeah, your guess is good as mine. But again, this has got to be relatively valuable real estate because there are houses all around it. And that's you know. And so if they built houses there, they could probably sell them. You know what I mean? As opposed to whatever they're doing. But it could be just a government wastage thing. Government wasting. But it's interesting. We didn't get to see these until I got in the air. But there's these pads, what appear to be white pads. In addition to this very strange octagonal, it's not hexagonal, landing field. All right, let's fly around. I want to see what this point of interest over here. I think it just basically has the name of the city, Milton or whatever. It says Pace. Milton's the other way. Let's check out Pace. But we are in a wonderful, great sightseeing vehicle. The Magni Gyro. It's a real gyrocopter. It's a real aircraft. It uses that Rotax engine on the back to propel it forward, but the rotors itself spin freely. Most of the time. Sometimes you're powering them, but I think you currently should have 0, right? Pre-rotator handles at 0. Pre-rotator is that feature. So I want to check out this side too. Again, I don't see any hangars, and this whole area is surrounded by a road. Whereas you'd think if there were hangars, you'd want to be able to just drive off this field onto a hangar. I don't see anything. But yeah, that's wild. And probably from high up in the air, you fly over it, it's like, what? But yeah, I mean, these houses don't look necessarily that luxurious, but they don't look too bad. They're big and have a swimming pool. You know, where I'm from, they'd certainly be expensive, but this is Florida. Okay, so why does it say Tampa? We're not that close to Tampa, right? Or if I'm wrong, we're on the Panhandle. Oh, there's Tampa and Tampa Bay. I'm thinking Tampa Bay, right? Yeah, we're way almost to Louisiana, right? We're on the border. No, I have flown around this bay before. It is a really nice bay. And there's a bunch of airports in this area. But this is Pace, which I think is still Florida. There are lots of different military facilities. And there's a major, I think it's an Air Force. I don't remember. There's a bunch of bases around here. The one is down that way, I think. I just wanted to go to this little community here and check it out and fly over low. This is what it is from here. A lot of Florida looks pretty good from the air. But I usually fly, you know, to Miami, do Orlando, do Tampa Bay. And there's something up ahead, some kind of buildings up ahead, and we're going to fly up there. Like, this is an interesting direction to go. Well, I wouldn't know. I mean, I'm just following behind. That's the other way. I don't really see too much over there. That's a big bay there. That's not the ocean yet, though. Ocean's quite a ways out that direction. We got buildings here. Hi. Plenty of parking. Free parking. No buildings here. But I think ahead there, it's going to be start to get a little more industrial. We'll see. But yeah, it's always a nice smooth ride in the gyro. Now the reality of flying in a gyro, and you can't tell from this game how it simulates it here, but that handle there, which is a physical handle that moves the rotor through the two rods that you see on the back. It vibrates side to side. It's just a thing about gyrocopters. It's that the rotors aren't balanced perfectly as they move around the circle in which they are, for various reasons, aerodynamic reasons. So that those rods tend to go up and down a little bit as it goes around a circle. So as it rotates at 325 RPM, this stick jiggles back and forth. And if I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos of people flying this very model and other gyrocopters, and it looks kind of annoying because your hand is doing this all the time while you're flying it, and there's no getting around it. That is a design feature effectively of gyrocopters. You can minimize it, but you can't eliminate. Now you can see there it doesn't look like it's shaking because it isn't. But in the real world, they shake. And again, it's because the rotors you're directly kind of controlling the rotors aspect, but they're not going to be balanced as they spin around a 360-degree spin. Just want to kind of see what's out here. This could be like an oil refinery. Well, let's check it out. I think there's a few of those down here. I think those are in Louisiana. We'll check it. Yeah, that was definitely a very strange place, that KNRQ. And again, you could land a plane there, but I mean, it's those runways are not very long, so you'd have to land something that can land very short. So where are we? Okay, we're here. And again, we go nice and slow. That's good for sightseeing. Is what it is. I turned the time of day. Oh yeah, I don't know if I did actually. What's all this stuff here? Okay, yeah, it's reset back to real time. So it's 2:20 p.m. What's this? Okay, that's open. Oh, the other thing I really want to do is I loaded up the Super Carrier Pro from Miltex. So we want to do an actual. We'll do this maybe tomorrow. I want to do an arrestor cable landing on the deck of the aircraft carrier. We did a Osprey landing, a vertical landing using Osprey MV-22 in a helicopter, and landed on the deck of one of my aircraft carriers. But I'd like to try, now that there's so many power cables here, I'm starting to wonder if this is a power generation area, not a refinery. It doesn't have enough refinery stuff. It's got a lot of towers. I'm gonna fly over it. I don't see a lot of water cooling condensers, so evaporative condensing system, so I don't think it's nuclear. But it's kind of cool. I always like power plants. You can see there is a large coal field here in front where they use the coal. The coal comes up, probably up water, up on a barge. They dump the coal. They load. There's the coal barges there. They dump the coal on this pile of coal, and they burn the coal and make the electricity in there. And that is a big ass smokestack right here. Lots of nice detailing on that coal-fired power plant. It definitely has some cooling. I mean, those ones with cooling towers are probably turbine rooms. Lots of interesting detailing. Nice. And just lots of power going off in all directions. It's like just some kind of maybe mining, surface mining going on here. All right, next stop is, I don't know, wherever. I'll probably find a nice place to land at this point, because I'm running kind of late. I do like to package my streams in such a way that none of my content rolls too far over where it's supposed to go. And I do like a 2-hour stream. We do like the fly-in. Can I land on this, whatever this is here? It's a fire break or something, I'm thinking. But maybe it'll be nice and flat. And I still want to play the big brain games, and oh yeah, the reason this is flat is because it's an electrical power right of way, so no, we can't land here, realistically at least. So this is all electric. You can see it goes back to the power plant, and then the power lines come through here. You can land on a road. Let's see, is there a nice road to land on? Is it straight? We need to land on a relatively bigger road than that. We'll find one. But yeah, we don't want to go too low here. It's over here. It's lovely scenery, and these buildings are all great. I mean, they all look really, really nicely, realistically modeled. So many nice buildings. How far away is this airport? I bet we can make this. What is it? It's Pensacola International. So Pensacola meaning we're still in Florida. But it's only 4 miles away, so it'll take us about 3 minutes to get there. And then we can definitely land. We'll call in a Florida visitation. Now, Florida, of course, is flat. There's no mountains. The entire state. It's kind of shocking as somebody from California. Like, there's always mountains around. But yeah, Florida, flat. But it's nice. I mean, if you don't mind hot and humid, it's great. I actually like the weather there. Here's some more, maybe a shopping mall, maybe. Could be. Heading down to Pensacola. So there's a Pensacola airport, and there's also a Pensacola Air Base. Which is, it's added over there. There's Ferry Pass. This is the international airport we're heading towards. I think the air bases, or the whatever the military bases, I don't know what it is closer to the water. And landing things, that does take practice. Landing the gyrocopter. I kind of want to land. I always want to land it real short. It's over there. So it's like the building's over here. There's the airport over here. We're just going to land at the airport, I think. And it just takes some you'd have to be able to kind of predict how long it's going to take your rotors to slow down when you start flaring. Because once the rotors slow down to lower than 200 RPM, they're really not going to support the weight of the plane anymore. Which is fine if you're moving forward and you're close to a runway or somewhere you can land. But you can't just spin them up quickly. They sort of have to, you have to move forward to get them to move faster. So I'm watching that number. It's 374, 384. Very carefully so that I can kind of monitor the speed of the road. You don't want them to go over 500 and then over 200 because that's too fast. Over 200, under 200, they won't really be able to hold up the plane anymore for you. We get 409. I'm reducing power, but we're also reducing altitude. But basically, I'm trying to learn to do this kind of the seat of the pants and just by feel. But without watching that that LED indicator that's showing how fast the rotors are going. And again, you're not controlling that speed directly, so it can get ahead. Like, I really don't want it to go under 300 during the approach, but over 300 is a little high. But you basically treat it like any plane, I believe, in terms of how you come in. So 399. Okay, a little less forward there. 384. There we go. It's starting to come down a little bit. 51. .332, that's good. A little bit more forward speed. And basically, I mean, this runway is huge, but I want to basically land on a dot, right where those white indicators are, between there, and then come to a complete stop right then. You know, really slow. Okay, 285. That's good. Less power here. I think I might be a little long. Less power. 270. Now I'm going to watch him slow down a bit as I pull this stick back. Here we go. And basically come to a complete stop right on these white. Yeah, it's actually a little early, but not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. That was a good one. Okay, put your rotor brakes on. Let them come to a stop. Let's see, parking brake off. That wasn't a bad landing. I enjoyed it. I feel like I'm getting better every time we fly the Magni, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't, to me. I mean, it should have been. You know, the best landings are so smooth you barely even know you hit the ground. You touch the ground, a butter landing, or as I like to sometimes say, don't wake the baby. And you can see we did not use very much of this runway. We basically landed and stopped. And that's the thing. You should be able to use very little runway. It's not a helicopter, but because the way when you flare with the helicopter, with the gyrocopter, if you have enough energy, that it basically kind of floats to the ground. If you do it right. If you don't do it right, it can hit the ground pretty hard. If you do it wrong, then you'll be landing. You'll be using a lot more runway than you need. But always lots of fun. Uh-oh. We got a United 737. Do they see us? Do they care? Are they going to make a right turn and smash us? No, they're going that way. All right. Have a safe journey, United Airlines 2179. All right, now we cross over. You'd probably get blown. You wouldn't want to be that close to the back of a jet while it's doing that. It would blow you right over. You're a little plane like this, but that's all right. You know, we'll be fine. All right, it's that time. It's the big brain time. We're gonna park next to some of these other little planes here. Get our little Rotax 916 spinning, 160 horsepower, turbocharged, 4-cylinder horizontally posed engine. I just like Rotaxes. And you see, even we're pretty small compared to these little planes here, these little Cessnas. And engine off. Parking brake on. Just turn everything off here. Well, you know what I wanted to try sometime, though? I want to see if you turn off half the fuel systems, do you lose power realistically? Because these Rotaxes have double 2 magnetos, 2 ignition systems effectively, and 2 fuel systems. That's what makes them an engine that's safe for aeronautical use. It's kind of, you can kind of see it in there, the Rotax in there. It's not really that obvious. You see the radiator, the oil radiator, the water radiator, it's water cooled, and the air intake. A lot of stuff there. Oh yeah, there's that UL 2179 taking off. Happy journey, UAL 2179. All right, jeez. Excuse me. All right, so I'm gonna put myself in the chatting category for the big brain games. By the way, when is Skibbity Toilet 79 Part 3 coming out? Nobody knows. Nobody wants to tell me at least, because I want to watch it. Just chatting. I want to watch more Skibbity Toilet someday. Hopefully they'll be back. Probably some people here have no idea what I'm talking about, which is probably a good thing for you. All right, big brain games. Switching to the face cam here. Let's get out of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Again, we have lots of things we want to do. I still want to, again, maybe we'll do some carrier landings tomorrow. Quit to desktop. But in between that and Ken's Piano Lounge, I like to do the big brain games. That consists of me playing an octohedral, the quirtle, the bedurtle, the flirtle. We're doing a quirtle first. And a bedurtle, those aren't real things. Add the revealed game and the tightrope trivia, which most likely will kick my ass today. They reserved the super hard questions for Sunday. Thank you. You know. Let's see. Okay, we have RAC. Yeah, what is that? Could be Grace. Because I don't think anything else is going to fit quite in there. G was not helpful. All right, let's find out what here. We have Stair. Stair. Right? Okay. Just going to go through these quickly. This is kind of a warm-up game. Let's see. We have... Could be A, B, O, above. I think it could be a couple things. Yeah. It could have been Adobe, right? A-D-O-B-E. Adobe. That's fine. We got an extra guess here. And we need that D. Okay, so I think this lower right one's just going to be salad. Cheers. Next game is the revealed. It's not a timed game, so we can sit back and look at it. All right, the answer is going to be a place with 8 letters in its name. Excuse me. We got a heavily redacted document, which we can reveal some of these clues. Hopefully, we'll figure out what the answer is. Okay, so this place is a blank blank on the blank of blank. The blank lies completely within the blank and is relatively blank with similar blank and blank dimensions. The capital is blank. Quote, blank, located almost at the blank of the blank. Blank is the blank and most blank country in the blank of blank. With the 1993 blank of blank, its former blank, along the blank, something became blank. Oof. I think it's some Eastern European country. Completely within the what? Tropical latitude. Oosh. What's the capital? Oh, Addis Ababa. That makes it easier to guess because the capital of Ethiopia is Addis Ababa. I mean, you know that kind of gives you away. You know, you get lucky in some extent. We needed 2 reveals. That's not too bad. We need 2 reveals, 0 hints. Other players needed 5.2 reveals and 2.0 hints. Oh, look, that's an interesting capital building. Maybe we should go to Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, in the game and check it out. What do you guys say next time? All right, the next game, you know, we did pretty good, but we always do better on average than the other players. The next game is the tightrope trivia. As I mentioned, this is a terrifying game of timed trivia questions. Sunday's the hardest. It's only terrifying out of Sundays. Because I consider myself a trivia master, and this one will probably kick my ass and prove to me that I am just a trivia, you know, tyro, a trivia novice. But again, it's timed, and how fast you get the questions is a huge part of your score. So once I hit that play button, excuse me, I'm just arranging my desk here. Once I hit that play button, we're gonna have to get going here. Let's check it out. Plus, you know, at least it's a fast game. That was it was the Mona Lisa. I just read about this. The Carpenter was excited by its preponderance. They are good. I have New York City bagels are amazing. You can't get them anywhere else. Scandinavians. Well, as a process of elimination, because none of those are even close. Anything goes, huh? Get the hell out. All right. Nicholas House was out earning. Yeah, he was playing Lex Luthor, right? And then I started watching this movie. This is the new Superman movie. Not good, but watch Peacemaker instead. Born and raised on this Elton John. Got to get him fast. I mean, I know if you know it, you know it. Just get it. All right, we're doing good. Third eye, pineal gland. Wow, we're this is supposed to be the hard ones too. But hey, 2 more to go. Bridge stand out in the fog. I live near that bridge. Gold Gate Bridge. But working in the farming, technically it was actually the grape agricultural industry. I got them all. We got all 9 questions, and we got them fast. So today I expect the highest possible score, which is Clever Funambulist. That you need at least 2,200 points for that. Do not step up to me. I'm a certified trivia master, according to this game. Walking Encyclopedia, but we're going higher than that. Clever Funambulist. That's the highest possible score. You try this. You try this at home. It's a free quiz. You have a new one every day. But there I am. I got 800 points, or 900 for correct answers, 1,140 out of possible 1,200 for speed, and 320 out of 320 as a difficult bonus. So the highest possible score on this quiz, if you get in every question instantaneously, is 2,400. Or 2,420, I think. Right? Because you get 60 more points. You get up to 1,200 time bonus. So I guess 2,420. So I'm 60 points short. And you literally have to answer everything instantaneously with no thought. Because every second you lose, every second you don't answer, you lose time bonus. Actually, maybe there's more. Time bonus could even be higher than 1,200. I'm not sure about that. All right, 2 more games in the Big Brain Game Suite. The Octohedral Classic and the Octohedral Rescue. That's the hard one. I just like to do these on a daily basis, so I might as well do them today during the games portion of the show. Then we're going to take a short break, and it's going to be Ken's Piano Lounge in here magically. What here? Is this one here? Let's see. Tonal? No, it can't be tonal. Can't be natal. Talon, how about? If it can't be tonal, maybe it could be Talon. All right, what else do we have that's kind of easy here? This could be ninny. I hate that word, but it could be. What do we have here? This could be stock. Lower right. That's good. Let's see here. This one here could be fling. Oops, fling on the lower left there. Let's try fling, see if it's fling. It was fling. And that G is helpful somewhere. But here we have on the lower right spelled out for us, it's clank. Yeah, let's just grab that. All right, that's the bottom, right? Okay, there's we got four down, 4 to go. Yeah, I still think it could. It's NI something NY, so it's got to be ninny. Don't like it because of 3 repeated letters, but that's fine. FLA, and then there's an I and an R, so it's got to be flare. It can't be flary. Let's see. This one here is just all we know is this. It could be daddy, right? Let's just try daddy. Could be a couple things. Yeah, we had nanny, ninny, and daddy. That's bound to piss me off. But hey, we got him. We're down to the last one, but we're doing one more game. We're going to play the rescue after this, which is the hard one. All right, we have a G and an E to place. It could be eager. It could be wager. But let's do eager. Could have been wager. As I was saying, it was wager. You know, could have been eager. Could have been a wager. Same deal. All right, last game of the Big Brain Games until tomorrow. The rescue, again, the rescue is hard because I don't get to use my powerful and well thought out 3 starting words. It chooses 4 random ones, different ones every time. So, for example, these are specifically terrible. There was no I or O or Y in any of them. They're just terrible words. But I mean, it's random. So I don't feel good that we're going to get this one. But let's see if we can get any of these. Let's see. Upper right. I think it's going to be comma. All right, we got 1. Let's see. God, look at this. 0 hints. That's unusual. All we have is an F and an R. Oh, and an O place. So this could be offer. Lower right, right? Okay, that's 2. Let's see. There's an A and G, and then we know there's an N somewhere. But not at the end. And it can't be agony. There's no O. Let's see. What could that be? AG. Could be AGA something. But then the N has to be there. I don't like that. AGI. Could be aging. Okay, let's try aging. It was aging. And that's good because we needed that I badly. That really helped out. So now we know there's a UI and a T. Could it be a QUI word? Like quilt, maybe? Maybe it's quilt? Oh, guilt. No, it can't be guilt. There's no G in it. Built. B-U-I-L-T. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We got one wrong, but I'm kind of surprised. Maybe we'll get all the rest right. I don't think so. We got to get 4 right with 4 guesses. So, oof. All right, what do we know about this one here? There's an R, a T, and a U place. So it could be T, R, U, N, and then K. I mean, that's got to be trunk, right? Okay, good. The K was helpful somewhere. So now this word is spelled out for us. It's trick. Can't be anything but trick. And now we have these 2. And this one is B, fit. That's also spelled out for us. So we're just going to grab it. And this is going to be the hard one. All we have is L. There's an L. But we've definitely eliminated a lot of letters. But what could it be? It could be, we're just going to guess, livid, L-I-V-I-D, because all those letters are available. So close. It wasn't livid. It was lipid, L-I-P-I-D. Look how close we were. But we were real close. Okay, we were real close. But you know, I only get about half of these rescues, and so it feels good when I get them. But when I don't, I'm like, yeah, there's always tomorrow. There's definitely a lot of luck involved in terms of you know, how good, how useless the 4 starting words are, and they were pretty bad. So I think we got pretty lucky just to get pretty close to that last one. Very nice. Okay, changing to the musical category. I got a lot of streaming to do. We're already an hour and a half in, but probably be playing music for almost an hour. Changing the category. It takes me about 3 to 5 minutes to move my piano, etc. in here. So let me get started with that. I run my mid-roll, and we'll see you on the other side. Second here, get my camera set up. Microphone. Switching mics over. This mic is much more much better for my piano act. It doesn't pick up the sound of me doing that like the other mic does, which is very sensitive. Okay, this should be about right here. There we go. I put it there. You can watch me play while I play. I can watch me play while we play. We are in the music category. Does the piano work? Let's just give it a little warm up. It's always a little bit too far to the left. There we go. Now it's better. Welcome to Ken's Piano Lounge. I got some Diet Coke left here. Still some. Might pour some more. There's still some ice in there. I got my list of songs, which is technically what I like to call Ken's song list. Peaches. Say a little prayer. Actually, I'm going to do this song first. This is Peaches. I'm moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can, they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. If I had my little way, well, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I took a nap with the roots all twist. I squished a rotten peach in my fist, and I dreamed about you, woman. To make a little room for an ant to hide. Well, nature's candy in my hand, or can't, or pie. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Peaches. Just about a boy and his favorite fruit or something, maybe. It could be sexual. I'm not sure. All right, next song is called Breaking Us in Two by Joe Jackson. Anyway, enjoy the Ken's Piano Lounge. Pour yourself a drink if you're in the proper time zone for that kind of thing. And feel free to talk and pretend you're in an actual lounge. You just put it on in the background is one thing. Maybe you'll enjoy the vibe while I play Girl from Ipanema for you. Okay, I like doing that song. It's a song I don't do that. Okay. We've been on the run, driving in the sun, looking under 101, looking out for number 1. California, here we come, right back where we started from. Shadow weighs a ton, running on the run, driving down the 101. California, here we come, right back where we started from. California, California. On the stereo, listen as we go, nothing's gonna stop me now. California, here we come, right back where we started from. Pedal to the floor, thinking of the roar, gotta get us to the show. California, here we come, right back where we started from. California. California, here we come. California, California, here we come. California, California, here we come. California, here we come. California, California, here we come. California, California, here we come. Cold on that song. It's, you know, it's got lyrics too. I just haven't fully memorized. All right, let's do some more songs. What would be a fun song to do? Gotta play Misty. Ken's Piano Lounge. Just make sure no more. See, it disappears in the messages. It's always nice. All right, next song. Hope you're into a little more Diet Coke here. That was Misty. I'm gonna play a little Steely Dan song. It's called Josie. Here, I think it's Josie. I haven't played it in a while. Like finishing that song. That's okay. I'm gonna sing a song. Okay, this how. If I don't play these, and I'm cold on some of these, I haven't played these in a while. I think I play it. That's it. Way back when in 67 I was the dandy Yamakai. Sweet things in Boston, so young and willing. I moved down to Scarsdale, where the hell am I? Hey, 19, no, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Hey, 19, that's Aretha Franklin. She don't remember the Queen of Soul. It's hard times we're falling, the soul survivors. She 19. No, we can't dance together. No, we can't talk at all. Please take me along when you slide on down. Steven in there. I'll listen to some more instrumentals right now. Enjoy some Paul Williams. What's the next song? Was Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors. Why not? John Williams there. Show crew there. Oh yeah, well, Finster all the time. I mean, I don't think Comic Crazy here. They like a lot of people like this. Christmas time, it's here. Got a few more songs I want to play though. This one, always play this one. Walking my baby back home. All right, we're getting close to the end of the general song playback section, but I still want to do a bunch more. This is just the two of us. just the two of us. All right, up, up, and away. Fifth dimension. A little bit of that, whatever that is. Oh, it's way to start to warm up in here. I have to turn on the air conditioning soon. That's gonna be it for today. You know, I could play a little more. I could play more, but I'd like to leave more in the tank for tomorrow. I don't want to burn out. I don't want to burn out on this stuff before tomorrow. Tomorrow will be lots more stream. By the way, Billy, thank you for coming by and the YouTubes and saying hi. Always appreciate it when you do. I'll be streaming every day, unless that day starts with a T. Ooh, how could anybody stream on a day that starts with T? But if it doesn't start with T, I'll be streaming that day at 11:30 a.m. my standard time, wherever you are. Probably it's gonna be whatever that time is. I don't know. There's 24 time zones in the world. I don't know the other 23. Let's see. I had a great time today. I had such a great time. I'm a blah blah blah. I'm gonna do the whole thing again tomorrow. We'll be flying around. I'll be doing the big brain games. I'll take this off. I don't need this anymore. Then there'll be a guitar day. I've got the Telecaster here, but there's a good chance I'll switch the Telecaster out for some other guitar. I don't know. I just made some adjustments and put new strings on the Telecaster, so we'll be playing this one for a while. It's a great one. Yeah, it'll be guitar day, playing around. It'll be I'll be working tomorrow, so I'll be streaming from my work break. But that's normal for Monday, so it won't really affect the content too much. But again, thanks so much for coming by. See you guys next time. I'm gonna run my outroll. I might be trying to raid somebody on Twitch, but nobody's here. But that's okay. Don't worry about that. It's all good. What did I do? The wrong button. Sorry. My bad. I got you now.